Focus, boy, you crazy.
And we're
back and better
Nice.
than ever. We have a webcam now.
We got a webcam. It's a different camera.
Yeah, so if you want to send us money for doing cool webcam boy stuff, we can do that.
Yeah.
But it's PG only. Don't get all your
OnlyFans.
thoughts all weird.
It's us eating Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, we're not naked or anything. So
Yet.
we could.
Yeah.
Depends how much money we're being
Nobody
sent.
would pay for that. So
No. Who would want to see just two naked boys eating Pop-Tarts?
we're off to a good start. We're going to fill you in here at the start that we've got to record 3 of these in a row so we've got content because we're not going to see each other for a little while.
I know. At least 10 days.
At least 10 days.
Which I think is more the longest time we've been away from each other.
It's going to be hard.
I'm going to cry at least every day.
I'm going to be driving back to Iowa just two-hand gripping the steering wheel, tears streaming down
Single
my
tear.
face. Yeah.
Listening to Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. I gotta go my own way.
Is that Vanessa Hudgens?
It's High School Musical.
Ooh. For some reason I was like, you can go your own way. That's
No,
fucking
a
Fleetwood
different-
Mac.
yeah, that's a different song.
I know. I know my music
But you
very
know Vanessa
well.
Hudgens, the lead singer of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. She's been doing a lot of live touring with them now.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. It's a weird choice at first, but I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're here.
I'm here. We're all
I'm
here.
Welcome back if you're listening and or watching now that we've got the YouTubes, as the kids say. And I'm a kid because I'm the youngest person ever. So
Yeah, you were young and spry at 22?
Yep.
Almost 23.
Almost 23 in what's today, the 18th?
It's the 18th
So it's
today.
a week from Christmas.
It's a week from... Oh my God.
A week and a day from my birthday. So
That's pretty wild.
If you're listening, you don't have to get me a gift, but
It's his freaking Jordan year.
it's going to be goaty. So
The least you can do is at least throw him just some cash.
yeah, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Got to make rent this month.
Yeah, I won't be able to do that. I'll get you a present. I'll get you a present.
No, you don't have to give me a
I
present.
will. I'll find something to get you.
It's just Malort.
Ugh, that jet fuel shot glass bullshit.
Right.
They offer a Chicago Hello as a shot of Malort and a pint of PBR.
Yeah. Yeah, my
It's
brother
disgusting.
just turned 21, so I think I have to get some Malort for him to try out.
He should. He would enjoy it. It's actually apparently really good for your digestion.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on the Malort diet, man.
Even going down is probably the most disgusting thing.
Oh.
I've only heard that it helps with your digestion.
It's awful.
It's like a Midwestern limoncello.
But if you're here, thank you for listening and supporting. Check us out on our Twitter, Real Jack and Trev, on our Insta, The Real Jack and Trevor, on YouTube, Jack and Trevor, Facebook. Check all of those out. Follow us. We're constantly putting dumb shit up there.
Oh,
so,
all the time. Yeah. What if our Facebook was just something totally different? We're like Instagram, Jack and Trevor, Twitter, Real Jack and Trev, Facebook, Bill and Ted. He's like, wait, what? It's so confusing.
How'd you get the Bill and Ted Facebook page?
Yeah, wait. There should be so many other people that have that. It makes no sense.
Not only is it somehow 2 wider names than Jack and Trevor,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, exactly.
it's a famous movie.
So you can find us basically by just typing in our names on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we might show up as other people. Like on our YouTube, whenever we type in Jack and Trevor, there's
Yeah.
2 men in tuxedos
Yeah,
that are doing
they
wedding
yeah.
videos. They stole our thunder.
They sing music
Damn it.
as
Of
opposed
course
to
they're
singing
more-
something else. But
they sing folklore. That's frustrating.
but hopefully one day they're at 60 or 80 subscribers. So we're at 22 right now. Not that I check every day.
and we're exploding.
We're
I check
exploding.
every day. I check twice a day.
Yeah, not that I check every day, but I do. And you could, if you're listening right now, you could help us surpass the other Jack and Trevor duo.
Yeah,
So,
they're tuxedo boys. They're even whiter than we are, which is hard to beat.
So
Yeah.
we need our medal back.
We need our goddamn medal. So we need to be in that first suggestion. When you type in Jack and Trevor, you're going to come across 2 weird-looking
Yeah.
men in tuxedos that probably have great voices. I have not heard their music.
No, I haven't listened yet.
Honestly, we should listen to Jack and Trevor's music.
Yeah, it's our
at
intro
some
song.
point. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be the intro for our podcast now.
Honestly, I'm gonna be like, let's grow together.
Let's
boys.
grow together.
I'm gonna hit them up and say, you know what we should do?
Jack, and Trevor.
Yes, collab. They can make music. We all just conform into one channel with podcast, music, and comedy.
Nice. Score.
Yeah. What more do people want to see?
Now we're making it.
Yeah.
Now we're making it.
This is real thoughts.
And I'm also trying to make the hashtag Jack and Trevor a thing, but I'm the only person that uses it.
I don't even think I use it. I'm sorry.
Good word.
I don't even know that you were hashtagging Jack and Trevor.
No, I don't on our Twitter. I do on pretty much every Insta post that I make. If you don't know, Jack tends to edit projects, and I tend to post everything on social media.
He's the social media god, and then I just sit behind the scenes slaving away behind a computer. I need to start doing more of the marketing part of it.
I want to get to a point where
we're both just tweeting like
I
nonsense.
legitimately tweeted something a couple weeks ago, and then I tweeted afterwards, guess which one of us tweeted this? And then I thought that was really funny because I feel like it's pretty evident that I'm the only person that tweets right now. And so I want to get to a point where I can tweet that and you wouldn't know who's saying what. But it was also a really sad thing about Taco Bell. So
we will get there though, because I'm just really like, I'll tweet something after like maybe 3 weeks of just not even opening the app. Mm-hmm. And
how cool do I look doing this?
You look like a DJ at a British nightclub.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
thought it was a cool move.
Yeah,
you guys like
look
this?
toward the camera.
It's a good look,
like,
yeah.
You have to literally be like, listen up, we're going to play a sick track here. It's going to be dope. Look, it's going to be
all right, here we are.
Shack.
We're on to the next one. Here's...
Yeah. No ketchup, raw sauce.
And here's Wonderwall.
Wonderwall. That's a fucking banger. Yeah. Wonderwall's dope, bro.
How about we get into a word?
Let's get a word before I get...
We're going off the rails already, and we got victory.
Oh, victory.
So last week, we had uncertainty. Kind of a more mellow, sad, melancholy.
It's like, I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Yeah,
what
angsty.
should we do about this?
Yeah, really got into those teen years again. Victory.
We're winning now.
We're winning now. Yeah, we made it.
We made it.
Hey,
we're at the top.
Hey, started from the bottom. Now we're here, baby.
We're here sitting at a table in a dark room with one light.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're wondering, yes,
oh my God.
The color palette and the light changed significantly.
Yes, we are operating on a new style here.
We were going for that bunker style.
Yeah, the bunker look. Even though there are windows behind you, as you see, or behind us in the camera.
Fake windows.
We still want to make it seem like there's no windows at all.
Yeah. Those are fake windows.
Yes, but victory. Every time I think of victory, victory screech bumps, SpongeBob comes to mind. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm going to be real with you, and this is where we lose most of our fan base in this moment right here.
If you've never seen SpongeBob.
No, I've seen SpongeBob, but I don't feel like my parents really were crazy about it. So I watched more Disney Channel, Boomerang, Cartoon Network.
So you're telling me
I didn't watch much Nick.
You watched Cartoon Network over Nickelodeon? Your parents were okay with Cartoon Network, Courage the Cowardly Dog, looking weird ass cartoons that freaked me out growing up. But SpongeBob?
No. Yeah, no.
Nah, man, it's not like that.
Like, I remember very specific episodes from SpongeBob, but I feel like half of our generation is just like quoting it out the ass, and I'm like,
okay, you're a hipster in that sense, where you're like,
dude. Yeah.
Okay, I actually had an alarm clock that did that. That's how much
it was.
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, it was pretty great. I loved it. Waking up to that. Okay, maybe after like 2 weeks, I was getting annoyed, so I'd just be like, "All right,
get out of here.
It's fun. Yeah. We get it."
No, I wasn't a big SpongeBob person. I just did you ever hear of this show called Shaolin Showdown?
Nope.
Oh my God, dude, that was such a cool show.
Was it any different than SpongeBob?
It's called Shaolin Showdown. It probably couldn't be done today because it's probably kind of offensive.
Probably kind of offensive. But let's expand upon this.
But it was pretty good animation. It was on. I want to say it was on Cartoon Network.
Sounds
like it'd be like a Saturday morning cartoon show, and it was these these people that were training to be monks, but like karate monks, not like sad bald monks.
Canceled. Yeah, you're done.
But now as a kid, I don't think you would necessarily think anything of this, and maybe this is like systemic racism, but most of the characters were yellow.
No, I think that's just a color choice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like
Like,
because
it's
they're Asian.
right?
Yeah. No.
But it was cool because every episode would be one of those things where they're pursuing a specific ancient item.
Okay.
Kind of like Kung Fu Panda. But and there was an evil person, and once they both reached the item, they'd go into this showdown for the item, and it'd be this weird challenge, like finding a needle in a haystack. But it was like this super like karate kind of version of finding a needle in a haystack.
So they would just flip into a pile of hay.
Yeah.
They would do a cool backflip.
And then whoever got the victory, got the item. And then they were like saving up. I don't remember the whole story, like the whole shebang behind it.
You just explained the entire episode concept, and you're like, I don't know if I know everything about it.
It was a dope show, man.
Yeah.
And
That's
one
so
dude
funny.
had like he had like 4 dots on his head or something like that, and it was like
And then Avatar: The Last Airbender
Yeah.
just ripped it off. I
Yeah.
bet. Was Shaolin Showdown before Avatar?
I feel it was around the same time.
Okay.
I forget
So
exactly.
Maybe they were just competing with each other.
Yeah. I feel like it has a more dynamic animation style.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something to relate it to animation-wise, but I can't.
That's fine. I mean, when I think of the word victory, I think of how my teams are doing none of that right now.
In fantasy or in real life?
A little bit of both. I haven't really checked my team in fantasy football, so I don't know how
Good.
well I'm doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I do check that one because I
Okay.
was doing well, but my other one, it's like I'm like 4 and 10.
Yeah, okay.
It's not even worth pursuing any further.
I'm playing for
not
5th
in the
place
money
right
anymore.
now, yeah.
Right, I think I'm playing for 2nd or 3rd because I'm pretty sure Shake Fast Eat Ass beat me. I don't know who
First
that
of all,
is.
I think it's Skate Fast, Eat Ass.
Oh, I thought
Shake Fast.
Shake Fast. Honestly, it just reminds me of someone shaking their butt really
Yeah.
fast while someone's trying to eat ass at the same
No,
time.
it was something that my friends in college would say, like my guys that I played league with.
Oh,
I'm a
so
nerd.
this is already known. We just explained Shaolin Showdown
that's
for 5
true.
minutes.
That's true. Did you was SpongeBob that show for you as a kid?
It was one of them. I mean, I also really liked The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, absolutely.
That show was great.
Did you watch
Drake and
Sweet
Josh?
Life on Deck?
Yes, the spinoff, not as good, but still pretty cool because they were on a cruise ship. It was like just as bad, if not like worse, but the fact that they just changed locations gave them like 4 more seasons of
Debbie
content.
Ryan was cute though, so
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little childhood crush, one of them. Brenda Song for me was
apparently
always
she
like,
did something messed up recently.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what.
I mean, that's a big surprise coming from a Disney star.
I feel like Debbie Ryan.
Is that Meg Ryan's kid? Like, genuinely, I don't know.
Her parents, no, Missy and John.
Okay, yeah, I was way, way off. Thought I was pretty close there.
Oh no, I think she was doing a show where she was a fat person that had lost a lot of weight.
And people were upset with her by that? Because she wasn't fat previously?
Wait.
I mean, I think people are finding reasons to get upset. That's just me, though.
Insatiable. The actress,
To be able to do this role, I wanted to gain 300 pounds and then lose it all so I really feel what it's like to once be fat.
No, I think it's the show's messed up.
Yeah, okay. So it's just bad writing.
Is a teenager who was constantly bullied in school for being overweight. After being on a liquid diet for 3 months over summer vacation because of a freak accident, she is now thin and seeks revenge on her bullies.
That is so dumb. So I broke my jaw one summer and only had to slurp like steak smoothies for like 3 months.
I think it's also the thing right now where it's like, I don't know if the term's weightist, but being like, you are only cool and attractive and people want to hang out with you now because you're thin and they thought you were disgusting before.
Okay.
Which is something which is absolutely ingrained in.
But it's true in a sense when you're growing up, like not.
It's how society works.
It's
yeah,
how society works. Yeah. Okay. So this one.
It's
kid,
just a cycle,
right?
Like if you make a show about that topic, unless they're actively seeking. I haven't seen the show, so I don't.
Me neither. We're just going based off
know,
the synopsis
yeah,
here. Sorry,
like,
Debbie Ryan or whatever your name is.
Yeah, even if they're actively working against that very thing, it still is putting it out there. You know.
Yeah. Right. It is putting it in the world as something that exists, even though it still happens to this day. Like, I remember, this is also 6 years ago or so. There was a kid in my high school who made it on American Idol. And he was in like the top 5. He was dropped out in the top 5.
What was his name?
Sam Wolf, I believe his name was. And it's 2 O's or some weird shit like that. He was very nerdy. He was very nerdy in high school, or not nerdy. He was a pretty quiet.
So he just looks like Shawn Mendes
in a way. He's at Berklee College of Music right now. I think in Boston.
So he's like good.
He's very good. He's got a great voice. He's got a great guitar skills as well. But he didn't know anybody in high school. Gets on American Idol. That's a victory for him. Mm-hmm. Callback, and then after, everybody wanted to be his friend. Everybody wanted to bang him. So it's like, no, honestly.
No, I get it, but that's funny.
He catches a little bit of fame, and then all of a sudden everybody... This was all in high school, yeah, so...
That's funny.
I didn't really know him very well, so I wasn't, like, actively seeking him out after he had come back, or, like, since he caught a little bit of success.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't know him before, I'm not going to be like, hey, man, you were a really cool guy, you know, before you did all this, but now I have more of a reason afterward to talk to you. Like, that's a little weird for me.
Well, it's like part of chasing an Oscar, I think, is to be able to put, like, Oscar, you know, in movies where they say Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep. And it's like...
Why? Do you really, like, is this going to bring more people to the movie? Like, if Meryl Streep's a good actress, regardless of her Oscar noms or however many times she's won, people are just Meryl Streep fans.
Yeah. Well, it's also, it also plays into...
like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, he'll bring people.
It plays into just that people don't necessarily look into what winning that Oscar meant for that given year, you know? Or they don't, you know, because it doesn't always go to the right person.
No, they just see, accomplishments.
Right.
I'm gonna go see that movie.
Yeah. So
that's it.
You know,
it's like
I don't know. It's a weird thing where, you know, as an actor, winning an Oscar would be so cool.
Right.
It would be like it's the pinnacle.
It's what you want.
It's kind of the pinnacle for awards. I guess maybe the SAG Awards would maybe be more important to you because it's actors voting on it.
It's the equivalent of winning the NBA Finals for your team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're the Finals MVP.
Exactly.
And you're like, I'm at the top pinnacle of my craft.
Oh.
That's definitely a big achievement.
And did you have you seen Matthew McConaughey's accept like his victory speech for the Oscar?
It's great.
Where he's like
so McConaughey
at all. He's like, what is it? He's like, I have my role model is me in 10 years.
He's so
I'm
vain.
Always chasing myself, and it's like not something that he can ever achieve. He's like, there's always something to seek out. I'll never reach it because I'm always getting better.
I think he tried to be this like a trendsetter with that speech, and it just kind of came off as like, your role model is yourself, you dick.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I think he's a cool guy, and I think he just tries to be this, or I think he just is this very chill, like, motivational person. Or he's bought into that perception. I don't know.
I think it's the perception. I think he believes people want him to be this way versus him just being like, it's me, Matthew.
Have you seen the Instagram?
Hey, it's weird. It is weird. I've seen Tom Segura's stuff commenting on his Insta.
It's so funny.
He'll drop in and be like, we're dropping in twice, going hard, real hard, going crazy out here. You know, it's me, Matthew. He's like making all these sound effects. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, it's like that's a character in a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wild. It's weird.
Dude's so funny.
He is funny.
I would love to meet him in person.
Me too. His parts on Eastbound and Down, which is a show with Danny McBride.
Yeah.
He says some of the most wild stuff. He's like, "It's me, talent scout, Matthew McConaughey." It just kind of like it's a bad impression, but he ends up doing like the same thing, but in these different roles, quote unquote, and it works for him.
Yeah.
You know, they just put him in like comedic roles. He can be pretty serious with Dallas Buyers Club. It's just weird.
Here's the thing. I don't know about you, but I want to be famous for all the dumb reasons. Like, I think it would be really cool to be friends with Matthew McConaughey and to have like a sports rivalry with him because he's a huge Texas fan and they play Iowa State. And so I want to just be like, You know, when they're on Twitter and they like have bets or something.
You want to get a Twitter beef going.
Yeah, I want to like be able to do that, or like I want to be on Hot Ones. Like I don't care if I'm nationally recognized
in any which way.
Well, I mean, it'd be great to be nationally recognized for your work.
No, in general.
But
wouldn't it be great?
But I just want it for like the stupid shit that they get to do. You know.
I agree. You should go up to you should go on Twitter and just be like, "Hey Matthew, Texas's defense is just all right. They're not great.
They're not great.
They're just all right." But honestly, he should be a Marshall fan. That's all I'm saying. Because we are Marshall.
Because he played the role.
We are Marshall.
Dude, that movie haunts me sometimes.
Just about the plane crash.
Because I watched it when I was pretty young, I think.
Same. We were all like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
I did this epic coffee thing.
I mean, it's not something to laugh about, but they...
You start by cracking up. Plane crash. They're all dead.
No, but they...
No.
Oh, man.
God damn.
But you remember... Have you seen Hereditary?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you've heard people talk about Hereditary, though.
I think so.
You think so?
Possibly.
Why are you...
Just showing
Why
up.
are you doing that? Why are you showing the mug to the...
We should showcase our mugs to the screen here.
Oh, my God.
I'll take it. I think it's necessary. No, I haven't. I really haven't.
Do you know what happens in Hereditary, or have you stayed pretty blind to it?
I'm pretty blind to it.
Okay, that was a pointless... Okay, have you... What's a movie that you've seen that just has such a shocking moment early in the movie?
Wow.
That you're like, I didn't expect that to happen.
Fucking Big Hero 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the most random comparisons.
Yep.
One of the movies that I've seen most recently, there's going to be some spoilers, folks. His brother dies in like the first 20 minutes of the movie. I was not expecting that from a Disney movie. Didn't look like it was going to happen.
Fair.
So, yeah, that was genuinely shocking.
I feel like that's how... But take that to like 11... That's how Hereditary makes you feel, and that I think that's how I felt when I was watching We Are Marshall the first time. And you're like laughter is almost the last thing you can do to react to that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're watching it and you're like, oh,
just what? Everyone is gone?
Yeah, and like what, like 10 minutes into the movie?
Yeah, which, I mean, I wasn't really alive during the events of when it happened, so I wasn't even really seeking like I wasn't seeking the information before I went to go see the movie.
Yeah.
I don't even think I saw it in theaters. I saw it on HBO, and I was like, football movie. All right. Is it like Remember the Titans? Cool. And then everybody dies, and you're like, what?
Right.
And then Matthew McConaughey comes in talking out of the side of his mouth.
Because I watched it when I was young enough that I didn't even know it was Matthew McConaughey at the time.
He was just a cool-looking guy.
He was just a guy, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we got a football team. We got birds. Birds are flying around the football field, whistling away, going. He just gets on his tangent.
That's a really good McConaughey whistle. I don't think I can do that.
Just
whistle.
a McConaughey whistle.
That's
everything else sucks. Yeah, that's
dude,
funny.
It kind of reminds me the Richard Jewell movies coming out. The one about the Atlanta bombing. And I have that Atlanta 1996 Olympics sweatshirt.
Yes, I was wondering if you attended that one.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I was wearing the sweatshirt to the movie theaters. My favorite sweatshirt I have. I didn't go to those Olympics because I was born in December of that year.
It's possible.
You know, and dude, I walked in and I was going to this movie, and one of the ushers or like attendants is like, "Oh, Atlanta 1996. Were you there when it happened?"
Jesus.
And I was like,
"You should."
This man was like, 50, 55, 56.
So he was around.
He was definitely alive. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh no, I like this sweatshirt a lot because it's the year I was born. It's my favorite Olympics."
It's your favorite Olympics when something bad happened?
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all right. I was in this class in high school called Sports and American History.
Okay.
So, first of all, what a dope class to be able to
Sports and American,
right?
Yeah, pretty jealous of that one.
And one of the projects we had in it was you picked an Olympics to give an in-class presentation on.
Right.
And so I did the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. I think you were assigned one, honestly.
Cool. All right. Yeah. They were
Maybe,
like, all right,
or you went
here's
up and got to like pick.
Pick
So
your
it was like
tragedy.
the first person got to go pick, and then the second person got to pick. You know.
That's pretty nice.
So we also did this thing in that class where if you were late to class, you had to do the Tarzan yell from like the 1930s.
If you were late, you'd just be like, oh,
Yeah.
that type of yell.
Yeah, because the first Tarzan was Johnny Weissmuller, who was an Olympic swimmer.
Okay.
And became an actor. And so he would pull it up on screen, and then he'd show it to you, and then you'd have to copy it. And so he would like purposely make people late. One time he made me go and get computers, and it was like 3 minutes before class was starting. I was like, oh, cool, I'm good. I got there. Literally, the person on the other side of the cart got into the classroom and then stopped the cart and made it so I couldn't get into the room.
And you were like, no.
And I was like, no, try to end the...
Diving over the cart.
And so it goes, Beatty, you know what you got to do.
Oof.
A big L on that one. Big loss.
That's all right.
You know?
But you got to do the Tarzan yell, probably in front of the entire class.
Yeah, and at the point,
What happened?
I can't speak.
And at that point,
in
the entire class.
At that point, I was a senior, and everybody knew I was going to school for acting. So they were like, "Oh, Trevor's the actor. Like, here we go. He's really gonna do. Yeah,
he'll bring it big.
Oh, he'll do the voice crack and everything. Yeah, they're filming.
Let me film you do a Tarzan scream,
which of course puts more pressure on you.
Oh yeah, I'd be red in the face before I even started the yell. I'm not much of a yeller, so in the case where they're like, "Hey, you scream in front of everybody."
Yeah.
Hell no, I'm not gonna do that.
Like when you go to even like a sports game.
When you go to like a sports event.
When you go to a sports game, what do you do you cheer? Do you yell? Do you scream?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I'm like, I think for like the last game that I went to was an Orlando Magic game. No, I went to a Bulls and Celtics game, and I didn't care anything. I didn't care about any team. I'm pretty sure the Bulls lost by like 57 points. It was a historic loss. The Celtics were whooping that ass. So I was just like trying to get the Bull. Like one time I got up and I was like, come on, let's get some Bulls chants. They were down by 40 and I was like, let's go Bulls. Just yelling. Everyone's like, shut up, sit down. Then I was like, all right. So that was like, that's pretty much the extent of it. It's kind of for like a joke.
Yeah.
For them to be like, come on, we're losing by so much.
Right.
Don't be a dick. There was one time I like copied the ref. I was like way up in the nosebleeds in an Orlando Magic game with my two friends, and there was like a foul called, and then I was like 1-2 with the body, 2 shots, like yelled that, and just like screamed for some reason, and then like people behind me were like, what the fuck? And it started cracking up, and I looked back, and then I couldn't help but laugh too because I thought I was the only one. That's from Semi-Pro. That exact quote where Matt Walsh is the referee, and he's like, "You said S my C, Jackie." Like just Jackie Moon says the worst things.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It sounded kind of like the Kevin Hart special, where he's like, "Oh, what's he do?" Where he's like, "You trying to go night night?" You know that.
Yeah, where he starts slapping his thighs and shit, and you're like, "Oh god, this guy really can fight." Yeah, those bits are great. I want to go back to his older stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like his old stuff was.
Have you seen the new Jumanji, or I guess the first new Jumanji?
Yeah. I haven't seen the sequel to.
I
do. I think it was a really fun movie. I really liked that one a lot.
The second one's supposed to be better.
I heard, but I'm afraid that it's not going to make as much money because it's competing with things like Star Wars.
Dude, it's such a big... Dude, the movie season right now is insane.
Let me look up this Jumanji sequel, how much money it made, if it's winning or not, if it's victorious.
Because it's been out like a week. It came out last Friday, or this Friday.
I think...
This past Friday.
Oh my god, I was about to say. The first one was a pretty big hit. $400 million domestic.
I think it made $60 million last weekend.
That's pretty big, and I still think that it's a different.
It'll be an overtime.
It's a different taste. Yeah, it'll be going till March. I think it'll be one of those movies that'll just stay.
Yeah.
$60 million. That's still pretty small, though.
I don't know. It's a pretty decent opening weekend.
It's decent, but from a movie that made $400 million.
Welcome to our new podcast where we talk about the box office for.
They'll keep making these though. For sure.
If
everyone's on board, they'll
if they're still fun, You know what? I'll say it. I love sequels, man.
You do?
I mean, if
I
they're
don't
good,
love-
if
I
they're
don't-
done well and committed to,
Right.
you know, like if you got a good thing going, keep doing it. I don't care. Like keep, you know.
How often does that happen, though? How often is there a committed, good sequel? The Dark Knight.
Well, I think Transformers is fun. Transformers 2 is fun, but kind of racist. Transformers 3 is definitely fun.
How is Transformers 2 racist?
Those two robots that kind of talk like black, like stereotypical black people.
But they're robots.
Yeah, but they're like trash.
Come on,
they're
man.
problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
they're robots,
they're
but
fucking robots.
but-
I don't know.
but
I
they're
never
problematic.
I never thought about it that way.
it was a big thing when it came out. People were like, "Okay,
Who?
come on."
I just enjoyed Megan Fox. Her acting, okay.
Nice save.
She was a great actress.
Good save.
That one time she was in Jonah Hex. Remember that? Great film.
She's good at New Girl.
Yeah, she
We were
is.
just talking about New Girl.
She is. In for like her 8-episode run,
Yeah.
whatever she's in.
But Transformers 3 is fun still. I think like redoing it and making 4 was kind of fun with Wahlberg. And then 5 just sucks, man.
I thought 4 was booty too. There's like a 2-minute advertisement for Bud Light. He's like running it. He's like, oh my god. Mark Wahlberg's running out in the middle of the street. Oh my god, dude, there's like stuff left and right. Oh my god, what do I do? Sips of Bud Light halfway through the movie.
I don't remember
There's explosions everywhere. It's like this giant Bud Light advertisement.
That's funny. That's even funnier than maybe.
It's
just the
World
movie.
War Z. You
That's
remember
so
that
funny.
scene where Brad Pitt's fighting off zombies and he grabs a Coke or a Pepsi and it's just like
I feel like I
there's
vaguely
zombies in his
remember that
background.
one.
Oof, it's bad.
Dude, I love that movie. Is cool though, and the concept of like zombies not going after spoiler alert.
It's been out for a
Hey,
while.
yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, that's on you. Zombies not going after people that are already diseased or sick or deathly, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm all for it.
They were going to make a second one, I thought.
Yeah,
What do you think
I'm
of
glad,
Brad Pitt?
I'm glad they didn't make a second one. I think that Brad Pitt's a good actor when he chooses his like when he doesn't sell out, he's good.
What do you
When
consider him
he
selling
chooses
out?
when he chooses victorious movies.
I've
I'm just bringing back the word victory at
yeah,
this point.
I've been meaning to see Fury.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
That's a good movie.
It is good though. I like Shia LaBeouf a lot, and I feel like that's one of his roles that he does really well in a supporting role. But I like Brad Pitt in some movies. In other movies, like it depends on what he's in. I haven't fucking seen Ad Astra. I haven't seen
either.
that. I don't know if it looked like it was critically panned. It looked like it
I
was.
didn't think so.
I just checked the critics. I didn't check the audience score because I'm a dweeb. But I don't know. I feel like
No, it has 84% critics,
Oh, that's
40% audience.
oh, okay, that's probably why I didn't want to go see it because the audience hated it and the critics, who
Says,
knows?
Takes a visually thrilling journey through the vast reaches of space while charting an ambitious course for the heart of the bond between parent and child.
I think there's too many space movies right now.
I would agree.
Fucking Gravity,
I would
Interstellar. Like, take a break.
There's been one every year at least.
Take a break.
Yeah, Gravity,
The Martian.
Interstellar,
The
The Martian. That High Life, that movie with Robert Pattinson came out earlier this year.
Yeah, there's another movie in space where Ryan Reynolds and a bunch of other people are getting freaked
I think
out.
that's just called Life.
Life. Yeah, it's a movie that takes place in space.
Wasn't there a Natalie Portman
Yep.
space movie?
Yeah.
What's that called?
Something with an A.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
Space movies in the last 10 years.
It's gonna be lists of 30,
Oh,
40.
Passengers. Arrival is good, though.
Arrival.
And that's
the
not
one.
really space, though.
No, it's different.
Also, that's
It's a little-
Amy Adams.
It's
So,
sci-fi.
First Man. Do you see that one?
No.
I thought that
Gosling.
one was good. It didn't really do well during award season. I thought it was a very underrated movie.
It was a Damien Chazelle movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And I love Ryan Gosling, man.
I think Damien Chazelle loves Ryan Gosling too.
He should. He really should. I think Ryan Gosling. Okay, I'm gonna get on a soapbox here for a second. Okay.
Is he victorious?
Yeah, he's victorious, man. He hasn't really won very many awards. I think a lot of times he gets pegged now as just like an attractive actor, which I think is a shame. First of all, because he didn't come into Hollywood for being that. Like they cast him in The Notebook because they were like, this guy kind of looks normal. as opposed to being like
Well, yeah,
George
I
Clooney.
also think it's a way you carry yourself too. I think his confidence as well in himself makes
Right.
him that sexiest man alive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But he's an incredible in the moment actor. He
I
has
agree.
a scene in First Man and in La La Land, as well as many other movies that are just the best like eye acting you've ever seen. That's
pretty
just
cool.
so like everything's on the face, like the epitome of what you need to do as a film actor.
It's just
So,
impressive.
yeah,
you're,
he's just good.
I think he's good too, and I don't think he's pinned as the guy who's just the attractive actor.
I think he was for a long time.
He was. He absolutely was, because The Notebook put him on that level. But he was like
And he's fucking funny.
I was gonna say he's
so
he's
funny.
good at comedy. He can fucking tap dance.
Have you seen The Nice Guys?
Yeah, it's a good comedy.
Oh, it's so
Every time he's on
funny.
Saturday Night Live, even him breaking makes me laugh
so- yeah,
because
it's
he's
funny.
really trying to keep it together. He's not Pete Davidson breaking where he's like like every 5 seconds. No, he's actually trying to be in the scene. He's not Jimmy Fallon breaking either.
Right.
Jimmy Fallon breaking it's 100% going to happen.
Yeah, he's bad.
He
He's
and Horatio
bad.
Sands together were just like
A
kind of the
mess.
epitome of like, you know, the scenes started like the concepts were good for every sketch,
Right.
and then it would just be derailed because they would crack up. Because like there's like this Italian sketch where they were cork soakers, but the way that they said it was like cocksuckers.
right.
So that made them laugh midway through, and that became like an iconic sketch for them because they broke. But
Right.
that became like a staple for those guys to just break character all the time. Even though like if you're trying to be like a sketch actor, like part of being, I think, in those scenes is to not break.
Right.
Try your best not to. Like when Bill Hader breaks, it's so real
Right.
that you're just like, yeah, he was trying his heart out, and Stefan just he couldn't keep it together
Right.
because it was so wild.
Well, and then you can tell too. I think it's fun, especially like watching at Second City. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of the time it is when one of the actors throws in something new or they try something new for the first time, and their scene partner's genuinely not expecting it.
So they're just thrown for a loop.
You know, and you get to that point where you're just trying to make the other person laugh. Like you're enjoying it, you can do it, you're having fun, you've like got the scene down already.
Right. Imagine on main stage how many times they've run through the show.
Oh,
already.
absolutely.
At
You know,
least
you're doing
100.
8 shows a week,
100 times.
so
You have it down.
yeah.
Doesn't matter what the day is, you're gonna try some new shit
Yeah.
out.
And then I think an audience can appreciate that because they're like, oh, they're having fun with it, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because people ultimately, at the end of the day, just want to go watch other people be passionate about something and be good at something.
And have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Right. That's the biggest thing. So if you think we're having fun here right now, we are. We are.
Yeah, we were wild for a second.
Yeah.
We were really wild.
We went crazy.
We went crazy.
No.
We
But in all honesty, though, I do have fun doing this.
Oh, absolutely.
I have fun. Even though it's a little bit more, like, low energy than live stage comedy, go watch live stage shit. We might do some live stage
yeah,
stuff
support us and
eventually.
we'll do some live stage.
Yeah, we might. We might do some
Shit.
2-person stand-up.
Yeah. Ayo.
Uh-huh.
Ayo.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, have you felt like you've ever had like one moment in your life that you would say is your biggest victory, like a moment that you look to that inspires you to keep moving forward and to keep going on?
Ooh. I think there's a few of them. So the first one, I was in Sarasota, and that was like, you know, we spoke about this at like Starbucks. We were having a friggin' heart-to-heart that one day, where I was like, man, I did Godspell for like 2 days, couldn't get past it. And then I think that same summer, or maybe it was the summer after that, I think it was still the same summer, I signed up to do like the stand-up class in a local theater, whatever. It was like a 2-week thing. So you'd go for like 4 hours, and you'd try to bring your jokes in. You'd go up on stage in front of the other classmates and say stuff. And then you'd get tweaking from the professionals, you know, the guys that were running the theater and hosting shows. So they knew how to write jokes. So they tried to like basically form all my stories into like a 5-minute set. It was also my job to do that too. I rehearsed and practiced so much. I cared so much about it. And I thought the set went pretty well, even though I was talking about my ass for literally 5 minutes. That's my brand. That's what I like. It's not just my butt. It's just poop jokes and shit. I like that stuff. I'm a fan of it.
Right.
I'm not ashamed.
I mean,
that's
what it's been. That's what comedy has been since comedy.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say it. Yeah. Even professionals do it now. Right. Like, I don't mean to shout out Ryan Asher, but that stuff on Twitter, she's like, I'm going to take a dump. Like, that's so funny. Yeah. It's out of context, it makes no sense.
Yeah, go check out Ryan Asher on Twitter.
We're shouting Ryan Asher out.
And then after you check her out, then check us out at the Real Jack and Trev.
You'll be disappointed because Ryan Asher's way funnier than we are right now.
Yeah, we'll be the opener. Do us as the opener for Twitter, and then...
But I'm a huge fan of poop humor, and it went well with the older people, because I remember saying something to him in that show, and I like improvised in the moment.
Well, it's something everybody can understand.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to go with something like that. Yeah. I didn't want to use like younger humor, like millennial stuff. It would just go right over their heads. So I was like, I know I'm like a younger person up here. This is like an older audience, and they were like, boo! They all started booing me. So I wasn't expecting a boo. And I was like, yo, I'm 21 years old, all right? So life and erections just come easily for me. And that got a huge laugh. And I was like, oh my God, that's fantastic. I didn't think I could do this.
That's
like,
funny.
Genuinely, I was not capable. I always struggle with confidence. So like at that moment, I was like, I might be able to do like stage acting or stage comedy. Like this... It may have not been just stand-up, but it was like I still wanted to put myself out there, and it worked. So that felt like a huge win. That night was awesome. My whole family was there. They saw me do pretty well in front of a crowd of people, and even though I was shitting my pants in nerves, they said I looked pretty composed, and I was like able to keep the pace, and I had a true 5-minute set, even though it was about wall gripping shits and cysts that were popping on my ass.
You come for quality content here.
Yeah, a nickname thing was another thing. Like everyone was, and nobody has the idea. They don't understand the concept of like John to Jack.
Yeah.
So I have to explain to them, like Margaret and Peggy. I'm like, but Peggy's so weird. Margaret's a cute name, but Peggy sounds like everyone's chain-smoking butch aunt.
Hey, I'm Peggy.
Yeah, you want to give me a cigarette and a smooch, baby?
Peggy's the name of the person over at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, the meth lady. That's what her name is. And then another one's Richard and Dick. Yeah. And I'm like, nobody nowadays prefers to be called Dick from Richard, because it's been such a, like, Dick is now penis. So they're like, please. Yeah. Call me Dick. Yeah. Like, nobody does that now.
Well, older people did. Growing up, you're like... it feels so bad. But we had a couple people in our church that were Richards, and would go by Dick.
Yeah, but as a
kid, you're like, oh, that's the funniest thing, but I need to be respectful right now.
So you're like giggling.
And so your parents are like, hey... I saw you talking to Dick Peters today. And you're like,
yeah. Oh yeah. There's my grandpa idolizes this trumpet player named Dick Hyman.
Yeah, you told me about
I kid you
that.
not, Dick Hyman, and you prefer to go by Dick?
Yeah.
Bruh, change your fucking name. Sorry about the profanity, but change your name.
No, I'd ask somebody to pronounce my last name differently.
Body? Trevor Buffy?
No, if it was Hyman.
Oh, I thought you were saying Beatty.
No, Beatty I'm fine with.
If it was Hyman, it'd be like Haman.
Somebody yesterday, though, asked me if it was Beatty or Beatty, and I was like, I wanted to be like,
is there an E?
How the fuck did you get Beatty? A lot of people say Batty, which I kind of
Trevor,
get,
you're
but
a
it's also not
baddie.
B-A-T-T-Y,
Right.
Like,
you're such a baddie.
That's not how English works, but...
That's wild, though. Like... Yeah, I'd want to have my name, like, add a little accent for the A, so it's Haman. It's not Hyman. But saying that growing up is hilarious. But overall, that 5-minute set kind of sparked the idea and gave me the confidence to pursue entertainment and to continue to do so.
Sure.
Even though I'm not doing stand-up, it's not my favorite form of comedy. I do want to return to it and at least give it another try.
Right.
Trying maybe something a little more different or unique.
Two-person.
Right. I do think that'd be fun. I feel like it's kind of like an untapped market, and I feel like it's kind of exciting because it'd be written material, of course, but it'd be the way that we deliver it or characters and that sort of thing. But bringing the question back to you, what would you say your biggest victory is in either a career sense or just pretty much anything? Putting you on the spot.
It depends. My first impulse would probably be getting ISF.
Oh, the Illinois Shakespeare.
Yeah. Because I remember... Because I got that email at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night in like February. Nice.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I was
you're
trying
good.
to hold that in.
I got it really late at night, and I was like, I'm not going to respond until the next morning so I can go and ask my professor, be like, should I wait to hear about any other offers, or should I just be like, boom, great, I'm in.
Take it, right.
And I went to my professor, and they were like, ISF's a full summer gig. Even if you got Arkansas, it's a half summer gig. Absolutely take ISF. And so I responded, and then immediately I called my parents, and that was the moment I felt the most... The first time that I had really felt like everything that I had put in for 3 years thus far, 3 years at that point.
Finally paying off.
It was paying off. Like, I hadn't taken advantage of my parents' support and love and everything that they had provided for me. Them coming to see my shows, them believing that I could pursue this. I was like, I finally got a professional thing before I've graduated. I'm getting this opportunity, and was like tearing up on the phone with them. But then after ISF, I had a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic.
Like, is this it? Is this my peak? Like, was that your thought?
Yeah,
or no?
that, and I was like, I came into a senior year where I was the head of our improv team at Bradley.
Right.
I was going to direct a show in the spring. And especially with both of those, I was like, I don't think I'm the person to do either of these things. I don't feel like I should be leading. I don't feel like a person like me should be leading right now. I was like, I don't think that's important.
That's what happens when you hit a high.
Yeah.
There's after that victory, it just drops for you.
And so I had a really hard time that semester. And I don't think I was really firmly set in the fact that, like, oh, I can direct this show, I can do this, I can go do this professionally, until I went to this acting competition, which I had been in the year before and didn't make it past the first round. And I did it again this year, made it to finals, and felt incredible. Had other finalists being like, good job. That are people that are going, not just at universities like Bradley, like just liberal arts degrees, a Bachelor of Arts, but people going to conservatories and getting BFAs. I'm competing with those people. I'm competing with,
right.
And to
That's
have
pretty
them,
prestigious.
There's at least one of them that I still kind of interact with on Instagram every once in a while. She lives up in Wisconsin, and me and my scene partner and her scene partner, we talked a decent amount on the finals day. But doing that and then getting feedback I got feedback from the artistic director at American Players Theater up in Wisconsin, an incredible regional theater. Her name is Brenda DeVita, and I had been looking up to her for over a year. She was one of the judges for that round. Got feedback from a guy who had been on Broadway several times and was flying back to be in Book of Mormon. And then there was a third guy who was a very movement-based guy. I think he was probably a professor somewhere, but he didn't have the professional accolades necessarily. I don't remember him.
Did you do it in front of an audience too?
Yeah, so it was really interesting because the first one is in like a conference room. You're in front of a room of like, I don't know, 150 people maybe. Second round, they take you to a larger theater, kind of like a medium-sized theater, and so then you can get probably like 300 people in there.
Wow.
But you have to project more. And then the last one, it was the biggest stage I've ever performed on, maybe second biggest, maybe biggest. I did improv in front of like 900 people one time.
Wow. Did that go well?
Yeah, it went really well. It was fucking crazy though.
I bet.
But it was in this building, it was probably like a 800 plus seat theater. Like, really had to project. There were probably around 500 people watching finals, maybe more. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But it was such a cool experience. Loved my scenes, thought I did really well, but then I got feedback from them, and it was really cool because I'm much more of a constructive person. I love constructive feedback. there's a part of me that loves hearing good
But
job.
you also want the honesty of how you can grow.
Right.
That's a big thing.
And
a
so
lot of people don't do that.
I walk into the room with them, and they go, first of all, first things first, how tall are you? And I was like, okay, weird. But
yeah.
like 5'9", 5'10", and they're like,
Highest.
oh wow, you look much taller on stage. Like you look like at least 6 feet. Like you have that kind of presence. And I was
Okay,
like,
Robert Downey
I was
Jr.
like, oh, that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
But then they were like, okay, want to get this out of the way. Like you're a really good fucking actor, but we want to talk about some issues. And even that was from Brenda, who I'd been looking up to. And at that moment, I was like, this isn't real. Like
yeah,
there's
the
no
fact that
way.
you said that to me. Yeah, it's pretty.
And
amazing.
so that gave me a lot of hope because some of my actors in my show were there and got to see me perform, and they hadn't seen me perform in a minute. So I was like, they got to see me do well. I believe in voice crack. I believe in myself, and so that really powered me through to have a really great end of my senior year.
That's pretty awesome.
And to be like, you know what? I was panicking,
Right.
Now,
I mean, it's a big step leaving school and going somewhere completely different.
Yeah.
Even though I came here for school, leaving to go 1,000 miles away, I didn't think it was going to take this long to finally be established after like 2.5 years of being here.
And I think it's always a big deal to hear that you're good from people you respect that aren't people you've worked with before.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had been hearing stuff like that from my professors throughout college. But at a certain point, you're like, is this just something they're saying to me just to get me through the program?
Right.
Or do they believe this? And then you go and work for people that you look up to that are, maybe professionally in stronger positions than your professors. And you're like, they say the same thing. And you're like, oh, holy shit.
This is real.
This is real. Like,
Yeah.
this is something that I didn't just...
Yeah, don't you love how our minds play that trick on us? Like, we're hearing, this was a good scene.
Right.
I thought you did well here. And
Yeah.
you're like, you're just lying to me.
And
you're trying to make me feel good.
yeah.
It's like, why can't we just take a compliment in a way?
Because it's like the biggest victory. Because I always doubt myself. I think we've talked about this before. I think it's kind of inherently selfish to pursue art as a career.
Yeah.
Just because so many people don't get to do something like that.
Right.
And,
it definitely is a selfish thing.
It's a selfish thing, but, it's such a fulfilling moment when you get those things. And I'm always doubting whether I should do it. And at the same time, I'm like, I'm the luckiest person in the world for having the opportunity to pursue this. To be able to do a podcast like this, to be able to do the sketches that we did. Every day I was in school studying acting, I was like, this is insane.
The fact that, like, we can.
That I'm able to do this.
Right. I mean,
that my parents let me do this,
Yeah, that's huge to think that way, too, because some people don't have that mindset, and then that's what can eat them alive.
Right.
Like, sometimes I think that way where I'm like, should I be in this position? Should I be continuing to do this? People around me are very talented, but then I have to be like, they're my peers.
Right.
I'm at their level. I obviously have strengths that are different than some of my peers. Just as well as weaknesses. And like I deserve to be here. I'm very thankful that I'm here. Like having those thoughts too are just like they're very helpful for wanting to continue, you know? So
well, I always and last thing, we'll get to the news article here in a second, but I feel like have a large element of self-doubt where it's like, is it as good as I think it is,
Yeah.
Because I do doubt myself a lot, but at the same time I know that there's something there, and then you get those things like from my improv team, from Ghost Baby, where we're hanging out and we're voicing our concerns or voicing our doubts and stuff like that, and then people are like, you're actually talented, that, right? And you're like,
no.
I mean, I do, but do I? Like,
Sometimes.
Am I actually, like...
And that's why I think that's why you chose acting too, is for validation as well. Like, I personally do it sometimes to seek, I'm seeking those compliments sometimes.
Right.
It's just an honest thing. I'm like, am I Am I good? Really? Truly? Are you just saying that because you want to be my friend? You
Right.
liar. You've
Well, when somebody
trying to
says it
find
the
a
first
way.
time, you're like, is this actually something you believe, or is this just a surface thing you're telling me?
Right.
Because I've done it before.
To people where you're like, hey, you're talented.
Yeah.
You're
Or
do you
like,
really
hey,
think
good
so?
show, like,
Right.
because ultimately, unless it's an astounding high school production, if I go to a high school show, I'm there to have fun and enjoy it and watch them for what it is. I'm not there to see a Broadway level production.
See that they're doing it.
You
and
know,
you're like,
I'm
they
not
really
gonna
put effort into
and I'm not going to say
this.
something negative in that instance. There's no
Yeah.
point in doing that.
Yeah, there is no point because then you're thinking about how hard. I'm thinking at least how hard these people worked
Right.
for this time, and if it looks like they didn't work hard, that's something a little different. But the fact that they gave it their all, they're fully giving it their effort.
Mm-hmm.
To hear like negative feedback after you're working for weeks and weeks and weeks on this, that would crush this. That would crush somebody.
Right.
Absolutely crush somebody. I wouldn't want to hear that, so I wouldn't want to give that same news to anybody else. And I'm in no position to do that either. I'm no critic.
Right.
I'm still working on my shit. So
Well, we've got an article.
it got deep in the end.
It
there.
did get a little deep.
Victories, honestly, we got to listen to Championships by Meek Mill now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's a must.
I've got a good Meek Mill song for you.
All right.
We'll play in between.
I've
this.
probably heard it.
Yeah. So if you're listening now, we got an article. We're not done yet, but next week will be recorded right after this.
Right
We're
after
gonna
the
listen to a
Meek Mill
song and then get into it. Get us hyped up.
So yeah,
again.
we're not wearing the same sweatshirt 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have an article that
We're just skipping the Amazon reviews today.
Yeah,
right?
we don't need it.
need it. It's the holidays.
I'm
People
thinking-
are on Amazon all the time.
you're hearing first. I'm thinking maybe we come up with a new bit.
Okay.
So
I'm for it.
we'll think
I'm
about
for
it.
Sure.
Maybe in the next episode, literally in 15 minutes.
Next week.
Anyway, this showed up on the news and buzz section of CNN.
Oh, I'm gonna also search this on my phone.
I
I wish I could just tap your laptop
Right.
and have the information.
mean, I could send you the link.
That's good. Hey, Apple, work on that, please. I know you're technologically sound and pretty efficient, but I want to be able to tap his laptop and get the same article on this. So this is a recycled iPhone. This is my mother's iPhone. Okay, please.
So news and buzz section.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for shouting out Apple.
Anytime. I know
Yeah.
they listen. So
Yeah, Steve Ballmer's listening.
Steve Ballmer's and he's Microsoft, I think.
Oh yeah,
Steve-
that's the Clippers guy.
Yeah. He is. I hope he's listening.
Who's
Steve,
the other guy?
Steve
Steve
Wozniak.
Wozniak.
Yeah.
Too many Steves. Come on. Hey, can somebody not named Steve get into
Please?
technology, please?
Robert. Somebody named Robert. Make a fucking app.
Yeah.
Please. Okay.
Okay.
After that one.
So this article, this is to illustrate a point. It's showing up next to articles like "Disgraced Survivor Contestant Breaks Silence," which is about a Survivor contestant who got kicked off the show for some potentially sexual harassment-based issues. One winning ticket in $372 million jackpot. Pretty crazy.
What? It's pretty wild.
Instagram influencers can no longer promote vaping and guns. Interesting. 2 wedding crashers are accused of killing a groom. Interesting
Okay,
and still
surprising
news.
about the Instagram thing. What influencers would sell out so hard? I know the Fire Festival happened, but still, what influencers would be like, "Yo, check out this Glock. Here. If you want this Glock for
Dude,
20%
I
off."
feel like there's like a whole
There's a market
conservative
that- yeah.
part of Instagram that we don't know about.
Vaping is also, I'd say vaping is a little bit more commercialized than guns. Like
Yeah.
there probably is some like deep Alex Jones redneck type shit where they're like, "Here, you want this shotgun? You want this shotgun for
Right.
wholesale? My man, go down to the store."
Not even that.
No
I
big
feel like
deal.
rich people just have guns, you know?
Yeah, also true.
They're like, let's go hunt, you know?
Yeah. What do you say we
But here,
invest in Dow Jones and then kill a duck?
yeah.
I'm down.
Next to these articles, all of which I think we can agree are news,
Yeah.
is this article. Perfect for you holiday travelers. If you're delayed at the airport, Burger King is giving delayed travelers free Impossible Whoppers.
So if you see a Burger King in your airport, which is highly unlikely, there's
Right.
probably a select few because Burger King sucks.
Right.
you can get a Whopper.
Mm-hmm.
Just hope your flight's delayed. Is an Impossible Whopper worth an hour of a delayed flight? You can make that decision yourself. But I don't think this is newsworthy. I love how they're giving away free shit, too. They're just so in the dumps.
Right? It has... Between December 18th and December 30th, travelers at any U.S. airport can earn a coupon. You say coupon or coupon?
Coupon.
For
Coupon.
Some people say coupon.
There's no Q's in there.
For dumb. For a free meatless Whopper after entering their delayed flight information on the Delay Your Way screen in the Burger King app. Fast food brands often try to set themselves apart with splashy promotions or stunts. Burger King uses this tactic often.
Wow,
they just give away
right
free
into
shit.
it.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, they're like, help us, please, God. We need the business. Honestly, that looks pretty good.
Dude, last year, most savage. Last year, it ran a deal that let app users buy a 1-cent Whopper if they were within 600 feet of a McDonald's.
Wow. Okay, they're just directly, throwing shade at their higher than fast food.
That's actually really funny. I like that one better than this one. I mean, it's cool.
It has
I
served
get it.
a
It
ghost
sucks.
Whopper for Halloween and real meals labeled with different food and colors to
Right.
poke fun at McDonald's Happy Meals. So they're like just directly throwing shade at
Right.
McDonald's, even though they'll never ever reach the amount of people that go to McDonald's that also go to Burger King.
There are diehard Burger King people.
Sad.
But they also are in prison, so...
They've been fighting to get that Burger King.
Yeah, they, I don't know. I get it. It's nice, when you're delayed, it's really shitty, and you probably are going to have food at some point. At least that's me. I'm like, oh, my flight's delayed. I might as well eat something.
That's pretty circumstantial, though. Like, this is not news. Also, I feel like it'd be more newsworthy if they were just giving away free Whoppers between the hours of 2 and 6 p.m. around the country. That'd be big. But it's like, oh, your flight's delayed? You flew Spirit? Ah, that's too bad.
Right.
Here, if there's a Burger King in our airport, which there probably isn't, you can get a Whopper.
It's something
what?
that it would be like an advertisement in an airport. It doesn't, I don't need to see this
No.
in the news and buzz section where it's talking about all of these
Sexual
news things,
harassment and guns on Instagram,
Right.
which is actually a little bit more newsworthy, at least, than in your local fly
Right.
zone, you can get a Whopper.
Well, we've talked about how we think news should be more positive in general, but I don't this isn't necessarily more positive because granted, all of those stories that we talked about are kind of negative. This is something where you're like, oh, they're doing something cool, but I'm driving home for the holidays, so it doesn't impact me.
Yeah, what if you're in
And it shouldn't be news if it doesn't impact me, okay?
It honestly needs to personally affect me to be news.
Exactly.
So, let's just say you're driving on the interstate and you are in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Yeah.
You are delayed, technically.
That's true.
So they should have Burger King kiosks to deliver free Whoppers on a goddamn bird scooter.
They should have people skating like Sonic, just on the road.
Just-
and you can go and, boom.
Apollo Ono just speed skating across the Chicago icy highways, getting you your
Yeah.
Whopper that you need.
Yep.
I really think that that's a good idea. So Burger King, instead of
you're
just
lit,
doing instead of just doing airports,
Right.
do highways too, because I guarantee you're going to be in congested traffic.
Every highway.
Every highway across
It'll fix the
country.
unemployment issue.
Right. And guess what? You can have your employees wear McDonald's shirts. So you're really teasing people.
Oh, yeah. We got them.
It's true.
Oh, man.
Genuinely.
Well, we've got 2 more of these to do.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is probably where we leave you. If you're listening still, thank you for making it to the end.
Absolutely.
If you're not following us already on our socials, go check out our Twitter, our Insta, our Facebook,
YouTube,
Patreon. I guess you could be our first patron on Patreon. I need to update that.
Yeah, me too. I'll help you out.
It's all good.
Also, just thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And, we also shouted this out earlier as well. So if you were listening before, you can write it down with a pen and paper.
Yeah.
Or just use your little voice dictation on your phone. Your Apple. I'm shouting it out once more.
Share with your friends. Share with people.
Sure.
You're going to be home for the holidays. Share with your family.
Be like, look
Show 'em-
at this Christmas
Look at
tree
these
podcast.
degenerates.
Look at these losers.
It's all nice.
Chocolate.
Boom.
Hey.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, this has not been news.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about nothing important. I've been Trevor.
I've been Jack.
And we'll catch you
Next week.
next week.